Well, I can't comment specifically on this investigation, but I can tell you that generally what happens in these kinds of cases is that the criminal case and the internal affairs investigation are done completely separately. In big agencies like the state police, they have a separate internal affairs bureau. At the Saratoga Springs Police Department, for example, they have assigned officers, command officers, doing an investigation for the internal affairs investigation, for administrative remedies, and then someone completely separate is assigned to the criminal investigation, and they're assigned to that. And the two of those people don't speak and don't share statements of the officers, in this case, that are targeted or that are being investigated. The administrative investigation, the officers are required to give statements. They're called Garrity statements, and they're compelled, meaning they must give it as a term of their employment. If they don't give it, they can be fired. Since they're compelled, the criminal cases, we can't use them, obviously, because people are entitled to their Fifth Amendment right to self-incrimination and their Sixth Amendment right to counsel. So only if a defendant, target, suspect, police officer decides, with advice of counsel, to give a statement in the criminal case, does the criminal case ultimately get a statement to be able to be considered for the criminal case. In every case, typically, there is a statement from the police officer as a result of the compelled statement requirement for employment.
And so these two investigations will be conducted simultaneously, but will not be. They'll be totally separate, totally distinct from one another.
They go on at the same time, kind of marching forward. Some of the information is shared, so fact witnesses can be shared. They don't duplicate efforts like that. But generally, the internal affairs case happens immediately because the police, I think correctly, try to find out what happened at a location as soon as they can. And they can order the police in, they can order the statements to be taken, they can find out within hours what happened at a particular scene. Whereas the criminal case, obviously, you can't compel a statement from a target or a suspect or a defendant. So those must be arranged with defense attorneys, and only after consultation with defense attorneys are they ultimately, sometimes, obtained. It's not surprising that an internal affairs case would be done prior to a criminal case, and the internal affairs case is never or rarely ever disclosed to the public, to the prosecutor, or to the criminal investigators who are assigned to the criminal investigation within a police department. And I know people might think, well, this is a small department, how is that done? I can tell you that it's been done hundreds of times in various police departments across the state, and in the 14 police departments in this county. Fortunately, not so frequently that we have bad police officers, but certainly done enough so that there is integrity in the investigation of both the internal affairs investigation and in the criminal investigation, so that justice can be done.